I'm here with my buddy Patrick. We're going to go ahead and start with these questions. So, Mr. Patrick, what is your impression of pastors, priests, or other spiritual leaders?
About pastors, priests, or other spiritual leaders. For the longest time, I grew up always thinking that they were just always someone I could go to. I grew up in a very, very big church family. I was always church oriented, and then for a while I decided to stop going to church. It was just a way for me to like separate myself from my family, I guess, in a sense. It was very confusing at the time. So growing up, I found out that there was someone I could definitely rely on. Over the last couple of years, I had a lot of problems able to relate or talk to them, for the reason being I felt like they were always asking for charities and always making sure that tithes and offerings were like the biggest thing. And to me it always just kind of hurt my heart that they weren't there trying to get you to come speak about God and understanding God. It was more of like a money thing for me. So for a while it kind of just was shaky. Absolutely.
Cool, thank you. So do you think people trust ministers? Why or why not?
I think there's a lot of people who do trust ministers, and every minister is different. Depending on your relation. I grew up, like I said, in a church home, so still to this day I still talk to one of my youth pastors. Not even really about church, just about the simple things of life, and I completely trust him like that with that aspect of everything. So I think it really just depends on the person. In the aspect of it being a youth pastor or just a pastor or priest in general, it can be very complicated because some people don't want to give their honest truth to when you're telling someone. So it definitely turns back and forth on if they have the the strength to be able to say what they're actually going through, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so if you were going through a difficult situation, would you talk to a pastor? Why or why not?
Specifically a pastor, I don't think I would be my first intent. Going through church, like I said, I still talk to my youth pastor and everything like that, so I would always ask advice from him and stuff like that. But if I were to sit here and think that I was going through something, I would honestly definitely not reach out to a pastor first. Not that it's not that it's any of their business or anything like that. It's just one of those mindful things that I've gone through in my life.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate your honesty. Okay, so last question. What do you think are the most important character traits a pastor must possess?
Leadership. I feel like a pastor should have plenty of leadership. Obviously responsibility, and being able to take into account that a lot of people go to the church every Sunday and look towards you to be a better person and everything like that. So just being a genuine good person, obviously having the characteristics of following God and having God in your life, but besides that, just being a well-rounded person in the eyes of others and allowing them to view what a good person and good traits should look like.
Awesome. All right, thanks for your time, Patrick.
Absolutely.